He was different from his brothers and sisters. He alone had his father's grey coat, while the rest were white like their mother. He was a month old now. His eyes had not been open long, but he could see clearly. He knew his brothers and sisters, and he played with them in the cave. He knew his mother and her warmth. He knew how she licked him gently with her tongue, and how she always had milk for him. He knew his world. His world was small. In 3 directions, he found he soon knocked his nose against a wall. The 4th direction was odd. It must be a wall, he thought, because there were walls in all the other directions, but the 4th wall was made of light. And if he walked towards it, he learned that his mother will net be soft and warm. Each time she quickly and angrily stopped him from going outside. Not that he knew what or where outside was. The other odd thing about the 4th wall of the cave was that his father could walk through it and disappear into the light. The cub found the light very attractive. All the cubs were fierce, but he was the fiercest of them. The life force was stronger in him than in them. And the life force seemed to pull him towards the light. So he was always the most trouble for his mother. Usually, when his father came back through the wall of light, he brought meat, but recently there had been no meat, and his mother's milk was drying up. His brothers and sisters became more and more quiet as the flame of life within them died down. One after another, they died of hunger. Then there came a time when his father no longer came back through the wall of light, and his mother began to go out hunting herself, leaving him alone in the cave. Time passed, and the great hunger passed also. The cub became strong and lively again. He knew well that he was not supposed to leave the cave. He had learned his lesson from his mother's anger every time he went towards the light. But other forces were powerful in him too. Fear told him to obey his mother, but life told him to disobey. Eventually, one day when his mother was out, life defeated fear. The 4th wall was unlike the others, he found. The further he went, the further the wall seemed to go as well. This wall was not firm and hard. He soon found himself on a bank at the mouth of the cave, and strangeness was added to strangeness. The wall suddenly leapt back before him into the distance and changed to many colors. Although he didn't know it, he was seeing trees, the stream, the sky, a mountain. A great fear came on him, because all fear is of the unknown. But nothing happened to him, and his instinct, his need to explore, was driving him on. The cub had lived all his short life so far on a flat floor. He had never experienced a fall. He did not know that falling was possible. So he stepped off the bank and into thin air. The ground hit him hard on the nose, and then he fell head over tail down the hill. Fear was now stronger than life, and he yelped long and loud. But when he stopped at the bottom of the hill, he licked himself here and there and began to look around again. He had broken through the wall of the world. He was exploring the unknown, and he found it very interesting. The first thing he learned after meeting several animals was that some things move and some things don't, and that the moving things can cause pain. But he also knew from instinct that some of the moving things were food. He came by chance across a nest of young birds and realized that he was hungry. He fought off the mother bird and then experienced the happiness of warm blood, bones and meat in his mouth. For he was a wolf, and this was his purpose in the world. He has to kill for meat and to fight for meat. And it is true happiness for anyone to find his purpose in the world. Every day now the cub went out, often with his mother, the white she-wolf. He learned quickly. He began to discover what he could do and what he could not do. He learned that there were 2 kinds of life, his own kind and the other kind. His own kind was only, as far as he knew, himself and his mother. But the other kind had 2 parts. The first part was what his own kind killed and ate. The other part tried to kill and eat his own kind. And so he learned the law of meat. The law was, eat or be eaten.